Look, we all know the narrative by now. Russia big, Ukraine small, David versus Goliath. But what if I told you there's a twist in this story? A Slavic nation often overlooked, but with the potential to turn the tide of this whole damn war. I'm talking, of course, about Bulgaria. Nestled in southeastern Europe, this unassuming nation might not be the first that springs to mind when you think military powerhouse. But let's be clear, beneath that humble exterior lies a military apparatus of shocking strength, ready to tip the scales of justice in Ukraine's favor. And trust me, when I say tip the scales, I'm not talking about a gentle nudge, I'm talking about a full-blown, oh my God, did you see what Bulgaria just did? Kind of moment. Over the next few minutes, we're going to delve into the arsenal Bulgaria has at its disposal, and how their contributions could be the game-changer Ukraine desperately needs. Buckle up, folks, because this is about to get interesting. Let's start with the star of the show, the weapon that's become synonymous with Ukrainian resistance, the Javelin anti-tank missile. Bulgaria has already sent 107 of these bad boys to Ukraine. And let me tell you, that's 107 reasons for Russian tank commanders to start sweating. We're talking fire and forget technology here, folks. A Ukrainian soldier can literally fire this thing from behind cover, go have a cup of tea and watch as the missile does its thing. And by its thing, I mean obliterate a tank with a top-down attack, exploiting the weaker armor. Imagine being a Russian tanker, all cocky in your T-72, thinking you're invincible. Then, BAM! Out of nowhere, a javelin turns your metal coffin into a bonfire. These things are a game changer, plain and simple. They've already inflicted heavy losses on Russian armored columns. And with Bulgaria's contribution, that's only going to get worse for Putin's cronies. So, to the brave Ukrainian soldiers wielding these javelins, keep up the incredible work. You're making the world proud. Now let's talk about air defense, because as any military strategist will tell you, you can't win a war if you don't control the skies. Enter hundreds of Stinger missiles, courtesy of Bulgaria. These shoulder-fired missiles are like portable nightmares for enemy aircraft. They're lightweight, easy to use, and pack a serious punch. We're talking about taking down helicopters, drones, even fighter jets, with pinpoint accuracy. Imagine you're a Russian pilot soaring high above the battlefield, thinking you're safe up there. Suddenly a Stinger streaks up from below, guided by an infrared seeker that's locked onto your engine's heat signature. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well for you. With Bulgaria's Stingers in the hands of Ukrainian defenders, the skies over Ukraine are about to become a much more dangerous place for Russian aircraft. And that, my friends, is a very good thing. So, to the Ukrainian troops defending their airspace, keep those Stingers locked and loaded. You're making a real difference. Chapter 3, T-72, tanks fighting fire with, well, more fire. Look, let's not beat around the bush. Ukraine needs tanks, and Bulgaria, in a move of sheer brilliance, is sending 90 T-72 tanks to bolster their defenses. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, aren't those Russian tanks? And you'd be right, but here's the thing. These T-72s have been upgraded, modernized, and most importantly, they're now in the hands of people who actually know how to use them. We're talking about Ukrainian crews who are intimately familiar with these machines, who can exploit their strengths and minimize their weaknesses. Imagine the look on those Russian soldiers' faces when they see a wave of T-72s rolling towards them. Except this time they're flying Ukrainian colors. It will be a beautiful thing. These tanks represent a significant boost to Ukraine's firepower, allowing them to counter-attack, reclaim lost ground, and send a very clear message. We're not backing down. Chapter 4, BMP-1S, bringing the infantry to the fight. Wars aren't just won with fancy missiles and tanks, you also need boots on the ground. And that's where Bulgaria's donation of 90 BMP-1 infantry fighting vehicles comes in. These versatile machines are like armored taxis for infantry, providing them with protection and firepower to get them where they need to be, even in the heat of battle. We're talking about amphibious vehicles that can cross rivers, traverse rough terrain, and deliver troops right into the thick of it. And once they're there, they can unleash a barrage of machine gun fire and anti-tank missiles. Imagine being a Russian soldier, hunkered down in a trench thinking you're safe. Suddenly a BMP-1 burst over the horizon, its cannons blazing, disgorging a squad of battle-hardened Ukrainian soldiers. Not exactly the welcome wagon you were hoping for, is it? These BMP-1S will significantly enhance Ukraine's ability to conduct offensive operations, outmaneuver Russian forces, and ultimately reclaim their territory. Chapter 5, Gvozdika, raining firepower from above. Finally, let's talk about artillery, because in warfare sometimes you just need to hit the enemy with everything you've got from a safe distance. And that's where Bulgaria's 48 Gvozdika self-propelled artillery pieces come in. We're talking about mobile artillery platforms that can rain down explosive hell on enemy positions with pinpoint accuracy. These Gvozdikas can bombard enemy fortifications, disrupt supply lines, and provide crucial fire support for advancing troops, all while staying on the move. Imagine you're a Russian commander, sitting pretty in your headquarters, thinking you're far from the front lines. Suddenly, a barrage of 122mm shells comes crashing down, courtesy of a Bulgarian-supplied Gvozdika that's miles away. Not so comfortable now, are you? These artillery pieces will give Ukraine a significant edge in long-range engagements, allowing them to target enemy positions with devastating effect and weaken their defenses. So there you have it. The undeniable truth is this. Bulgaria, often overlooked on the world stage, is stepping up in a way few others have. They are providing Ukraine with the tools they need to defend their homeland, their freedom, and their very way of life. To Russia and Putin, the message is clear. Leave Ukraine now, because the longer you stay, the more determined the resistance will become. The more united the world will stand against you, and the more isolated and alone you will find yourselves. The tide is turning, and it's turning fast. And with the unwavering support of nations like Bulgaria, I have no doubt that Ukraine will emerge from this conflict victorious. Slava Ukraini.